everybody, Stop Silence here, and welcome to Temtem. This game is a MMORPG monster capture style game. Think of Pokemon, but online. And I thought that I would play a little bit for you guys, as well as talk about my thoughts so far on this game. I have been playing this game ever since it came out. I actually went to GameStop and bought a Steam card specifically before I could get this game when it came out. I feel like I have a right to talk about this game in a sense, I guess. So I'm just gonna get down to the nitty-gritty of it. I like it. I really do. Is it better than Pokemon? I wouldn't say at this point. At this point, we're still in early access. There's still a lot of things that I have problems with. There are things that need to be fixed. There are blah blah blah, you know, with any early access game, you're gonna run into issues. So I guess what I want to talk about first is when the server, I don't really know if there's multiple servers. When the game first launched, there were some major issues with connecting to the game. The moment I launched the game up, I was number 4083 in a waitlist, and when I finally got into the game, there was so much, I don't know, I want to say it was lag? I'm not sure, but there was so much lag, the servers weren't responding well, it took, to put it in perspective, I was playing this game with friends watching me, because, some of them can't get it or didn't have it at the time, and so they were watching me try to play. And, at one point, one person had to go to the bathroom while I was waiting for the server to respond, and they were gone for a very long time, and by the time that they got back, the servers had still yet to respond. So, that very much irritated me when the game first came out. Obviously, it got fixed, so yay. But that really shouldn't have been an issue in the first place, in all honesty. This really should not have happened. Some people have been giving the excuse that, what was it? It was something about all MMOs have this issue when they first come out. And I don't think that's true. I really don't. I have never heard of any MMO that has ever had this issue. And if you have, tell me. I'd be more than happy to know what other MMOs have had this issue where they launch and then nothing works. Next, I'd really like to talk about the designs and some of the problems that I have with the designs and the monsters or the creatures or the Temtems, actually. That's what they want to be called, Temtems. I keep forgetting. With some of these creatures, how do I put this? Some don't have that particular charm that you look for whenever you're looking at a monster. Some of these, I guess, I keep calling them monsters. They are Temtems. Whenever you look at a Temtem, some of them have, this really, it has a distinct charm. They have a distinct charm to them. Some really don't, and it bothers me. This dude's got, one that I actually really don't like. It's this weird little panda dude. I forget what his name is, but it's this green guy right here. I'll see if I can throw up a picture of him on screen. It really bothers me. He just, I don't know, there's just something about it. It's bland. It's really, the monster is really bland to me. There's nothing particularly special that makes it stand out. The first one I ended up getting, of those, it didn't even have an attacking move that made it, even usable. So it couldn't even redeem itself in battle for me. It was really bad. So it's just well, it looks like you're gonna have to just stand there and look pretty. One Temtem that I really do like is, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the name of this dude. It's this little bee guy right here. We're gonna call him G. He's G now. I really like him. He reminds me as if somebody looked at a bee and went, okay, but what if it were a taser? And I adore that idea. I adore it so much. And I don't know why, but I love it. Another monster that I really like is the bird that I have. Again, not going to pronounce the name. I'm going to butcher it so bad. So we're just going to call him T. But I saw this dude in like this little animation that they put out on Steam. And I immediately went, I want that. That's my son. This is my son now. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but some people were actually saying, like, claiming that this was going to be the Pokemon killer, and I honestly, I don't see it going that far. I don't see it killing off Pokemon as a series, or, like, lowering its popularity or anything. I do think that it does thrive off of Pokemon's already standing popularity, however. And that's not a bad thing. Like, Digimon did that, and I love Digimon. I honestly do. And I think a problem with people calling this game the Pokemon killer is that it sets an unreasonably high expectation for everyone who's coming in. Cause, like, especially for old standing Pokemon fans, they're gonna hear that and be like, oh, this is gonna be like way better than Pokemon, and it's gonna be all this and all that. Meanwhile, the starters don't even have their final evolutions. They're supposed to be 3-part lines. At the moment, they only have the 2, like, they got the first stage and the second stage, and that's it. Like, I had to look on the wiki to be sure, like, I wasn't missing anything. It said that it was a 3-part line, but it doesn't have the 3rd stage. And I looked at that and I went, that is so stupid. Why would you leave, like, the first Temtems that you're gonna get unfinished in terms of their lineage or evolution? I don't freaking know what they want to call it. Like, why would you choose to leave that, like that? And I'm not saying that, like, even though I sound like I'm frustrated with the game and that, like, oh, this is a terrible game, it's really not a bad game. Again, I've been playing it ever since it first launched, even when it was having that server issue. Like, I've still been here, I've still been playing it. I've been playing it on my own. In the end, I do think the game is good. It's just not a Pokemon killer. Because you gotta keep in mind, Pokemon's been around forever, everyone knows about Pokemon, and if you say that you don't, you're a liar and you I honestly think the game does have potential to be a standing franchise. I don't think Pokemon, however, will ever really be worried about Temtem as a competitor, so to speak. While I do think it'll do good for itself, and I think it'll, like, get better as it updates and, you know, gets those little touches and care that I think it really deserves, I think it'll get better over time, and I hope it'll get better over time. But for now, like, as far as I can see, I don't really think that it's gonna rival Pokemon at all. Sorry, Temtem. I don't think you're gonna rival Pokemon. In the future, if I'm ever wrong about that, you fucking smite me. Call me wrong. Call me a bitch. But I really just wanted to make this video so I could talk about my thoughts on the game, because I've been seeing a lot of criticism, both fair and unfair. I've been seeing a lot of fighting both on the community versus anyone who says anything negative about the game. So to clarify, I'm not saying that this is a bad game in the slightest. I'm just saying that it has its problems like every game does. I am neutral on where it's at. I enjoy the game just like I enjoy Pokemon. Maybe not quite as much, but you know. Like, I'm not going to enjoy... What's a good example? Like, in terms of a video game style example, I'm not going to enjoy Yooka-Laylee as much as I did Banjo-Kazooie. Like, that, I think that's a good example there. And especially with all the shit that happened with Yooka-Laylee. Can we just agree on that? That Yooka-Laylee fucked up and they fucked up bad? Alright, we can agree on that. I do believe that Temtem deserves the love that it does get. However, the community should not be going after, like, people who are just giving their honest reviews of, you know, it's their opinion, they're allowed to have it. It's not gonna fucking, like, it's not the end of the world if someone doesn't agree that this is, like, the absolute shit. It's just, like, it doesn't matter in the long run. And I think everyone who's, like, freaking out because Temtem is getting some nasty critiques they need to step down off their high horse, calm the fuck down. In the end, it really is just a game. For the people who are giving these unfair critiques, I really have nothing to say to you, because I don't really know how to handle, because people are saying, like, oh, it's an indie game, and you shouldn't be that hard on it. And I honestly do think that's true. It is an indie game, and, like, they aren't, like, a professional, like, thing. They haven't been doing this for that long. So, in the end, they are still learning. I just think, for now, we all need to hold our horses, calm the fuck down. And I would say one name. However, he irritated me so bad in one of his videos, I had to stop. He, like, did three videos on Temtem about how absolute shit it was for him, and how he hated it. And, like, he pissed me off so bad at one point. I don't even remember what he said. He just pissed me off so bad I had to stop watching right there. I made it through, like, 1.5 videos. I couldn't even watch the third one. I was so pissed off. And I would drop his name. But he's a petty person, and I know for a fact that if he heard that I dropped his name, like, I'm not saying that I would get his attention, but somebody out there would would call me out and send this video to him and being like, she said you fucking, and then there would be beef, and I don't want beef. I'm trying to get over doing the whole beef thing. Have I said beef enough? But I think that's gonna be it for my video on Temtem. I don't think I'm gonna do a playthrough of this. I just prefer to do this in my spare time and just enjoy it when I'm alone, and occasionally, like, hop on with a friend. Yeah, I'm gonna say that's it for now. Like, favorite, and subscribe if you have the time. Check the description out for links and other such things. Please go check out Temtem. Again, I don't think it's bad at all. I just don't think that it's Pokemon Killer that everyone was so hyped that it would be. This is Soft Silence, out.